This is the SF Productions Podcast Network.
It's new TV show Lightning Round 2.
From the Pop Culture Bunker, I'm Mindy.
And I'm Mark. You can check out our audio podcast, How I Got My Wife to Read Comics, on iTunes or on our website, sfpodcastnetwork.com. Well, we've had a chance to see more of the new fall TV shows.
We like TV.
Yeah.
I like TV.
So, here's some quick thoughts about those. The Flash.
Thumbs up.
Another show with lots of hype, and it was deserved. It's great to see a more upbeat superhero show.
You know, it is so different from Gotham. I love both of the shows, but it's just, you know, this one is not in Gotham, for one thing.
Right,
You know?
yes. There's otherwise too much of the grim and gritty for me. I do like Gotham as well. I like Arrow. But I also like the Silver Age of comics, where things were a little bit more black and white, and there was more of an upbeat feeling about the whole thing. Grant Justin is, I think, a fantastic lead. And he really seems to make the character work.
Yeah, how old do you think he is?
25, maybe.
Yeah. See, he seems very young to me but you know, like almost too young. But I think that's just because I'm so old now.
Well,
an old lady.
Well, John Wesley Shipp.
He should be the Flash.
Yeah, the 90s TV Flash is Barry's dad, which is really a brilliant
Yeah, and you
casting
don't really
move.
see him too much because he's in prison.
Right.
But he's there and
Right.
he can make an appearance, which is really nice.
Yeah, there are plenty of DC Comics Easter eggs. Many are not too subtle.
Right.
The jail cell broken out with the word Grodd on a plaque. It's like, okay, we get that. They do need to figure out what to do with the rest of the cast, though. There's a lot of people there, and some of them are like, okay, do you really need all these many characters?
You know, I really feel like right now Iris is a little superfluous. I would like it if they kind of held her back and, you know, maybe brought her in later or something.
Right, because she does... Her biggest role seems to be serving coffee. And saying, hey, Barry, we're late for this thing.
Yeah.
That you're my buddy, you know, my platonic friend that we're going to.
Yeah,
There's a lot of that.
Yes.
Christella, which comes out of the TGIF factory from ABC. They really beat the Latino angle over your head.
You know, I kind of wanted to like this show, and I don't even mind if they do that, but I don't know.
Yeah, clearly there was this more Latinos edict at the networks.
Yes.
I guess if I had a TV show, I would have to wear lederhosen and eat sauerkraut a lot. Because I'm German. So,
you know, my problem with the show is that the character, the lead character, Christella, she's, to me, not very likable.
Yeah.
She makes jokes about people that aren't very nice.
Right. And there's really a fine line between being quick-witted and snarky.
Yeah.
And she went way past it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just so many stereotypes in this show.
Yeah, and
you know?
so far, granted, it's only, I think, 2 episodes that we've seen.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll try to develop some more depth, but, you know, the blonde lawyer's daughter is just a blonde lawyer, you know.
Yeah.
The lawyer is, you know, not a very nice, you know,
Now, we do have a decent lead in Jane the Virgin, Gina Rodriguez. She's very sweet and likable. Heads this huge cast for this telenovela, which it is very much a soap opera.
Yes, it is.
It is a limited, as we understand, series.
I think that it's not, you know, Ugly Betty, which was the same, based on a telenovela.
Right.
Was just ongoing all the time, but I'm pretty sure that this has a definitive end to it. So I'm not sure they're calling it a limited series, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to end at some point, or at least resolve. I mean, it's going to have to when she has the baby.
Well, and that's the question. Will the CW go, oh, this is a popular series, we're just going to start tacking more stuff onto it to somehow make it all still work after a point where it doesn't make sense
You know,
anymore.
you can always steer it away from Jane at some point, you know, because there are so many soap opera lines going on that you could make this go on forever.
Sure.
But, even the telenovelas are generally, not ongoing.
Right. They have a limited period. Mm-hmm. So you really have to pay attention to understand what's going on. I have to admit I got lost a few times because there are like, who's that guy and what did he do and this is a different guy.
Well, we were wondering how you could possibly explain this concept of accidentally getting inseminated.
That's the one thing that's like, okay, that completely makes sense what they did.
And I could go along with that.
Yeah. We have Marry Me on NBC. This is from the same producer, David Caspi, as Happy Endings, along with one of that show's stars, Casey Wilson, who's now David's wife in real life.
I really like Casey Wilson. I think she should be a big star.
Oh, yeah. Along with Ken Marino. Wilson is in the Lucille Ball mold. Mm-hmm. She can blow through huge monologues, and she throws herself literally into physical humor. There's a point in the pilot where she's surprised by somebody and just runs face first into the wall.
Yeah, and you could tell she actually literally bounced off the wall.
Yeah. There wasn't a trick. It's like
perhaps they softened the wall or something.
Added more sound effect or something. But it's like, wow.
Yeah.
It starts with what has pretty much become a trope now on television shows and movies, the botched public marriage proposal.
Well, and in fact, when we were watching this, it was right after we had watched Jane the Virgin, mm-hmm. and it's almost literally, exactly what happened on Jane the Virgin. Right. The first proposal doesn't work out, so the woman then goes to the office workplace to propose again.
Right. Yeah. The leads are very likable, with very good chemistry, I thought. The question is how well NBC will treat this show.
Yeah.
Will they bounce it all over the schedule? Will they preempt it a lot?
Mm-hmm.
NBC doesn't do the best job at things like that.
Yeah. Now, last time we talked about the new TV shows, we talked about a couple. One of them was Blackish, and I told Mark he should give this another chance. He was ready to pass after the first episode. But the people involved with it are all so good. I really wanted to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it could have carried on in the Modern Family tradition, it's right after that, right? It could have been a Modern Family, but the voiceover is continuing, and it has so much more of a different effect than the faux documentary of Modern Family. I don't like the voiceover. I don't like it at all, and it really seems that the humor in this is going to be more along the lines of the humor in The Middle or the Goldbergs instead of Modern Family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm passing on it now.
And it's more of, I think, a mean humor.
Yeah.
Than you see on Modern Family.
Yeah. And then How to Get Away with Murder, which is another show I thought I'd like, but, I don't. I can suspend disbelief along with the best TV watcher in the world. Mm-hmm. I mean, really. Mm-hmm. I watch Grey's Anatomy, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah.
But the characters here are supposed to be law students, and they are never in class or studying. That doesn't work for me. They spend all their time with this one teacher instead of with, their basic tort class or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And I can't help but think that any lawyer-client confidentiality is in question whenever the teacher uses one of her current cases as a teaching tool.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
She talked about this in front of all of her students. It must not be that private,
Yeah, so I have to assume this is going to get thrown out in court in the end, because they'll say, well, I have this transcript of this class where she was using this. Yeah.
And then I cannot get involved with any of these student characters. They're all fairly unlikable. And we know they're all involved in a murder, somehow or another. So I don't know how you can make that into a continuing series when, half the cast is or should be in jail.
So the next season is new murder, new class.
Yeah, apparently. So I'm giving up on that too.
Okay.
Shonda, you do not have my Thursdays.
Oh, there you go. A few returning shows, just wanted to mention. Sleepy Hollow. Now, when this came out last year, I would have put money on this show crashing and burning in a few weeks.
Yeah, we watched the first one with zero expectations.
Absolutely. I love this show. You got American history, you've got supernatural elements, and you got conspiracy theories.
Yes.
All being put together in this melange. Plus, you got great chemistry between the leads.
But it's not romantic chemistry,
no.
Which is great. You see like a competent woman and a competent man working together with no romance.
Yeah. Plus, you get Fringe's Walter, John Noble, as the big bad.
Yes, and we love John Noble.
On Arrow, this show has managed to avoid the whole no flights, no tights edict that they had on Smallville. They jumped right in to DC Comics history and lore with both feet.
Yes.
The CW-ish elements have really been toned down since the first season. Not every character is 20 years old and head of a multinational corporation.
No, but it's close.
It's close. Plus, they're more than willing to kill off characters to move the plot along.
Well, they're also willing to bring them back from the dead.
Yeah. Well,
Merlin.
Just like comics are.
Yes, that's true.
Speaking of comics, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm not sure why people don't like this more.
Yeah.
I guess they're expecting a weekly Avengers movie.
I know.
That's not going to happen.
But it's so good.
The dialogue's great because it's from the Whedon stable.
Yeah.
The characters are engaging. There's plenty of action, but not too much action. There's a nice balance between character story and action.
And there's lots of nice gimmicky things.
Right. And they can bring in cameos, and they've already done so, from the movie cinematic. It's all part of this cinematic universe. It's all part of one story, but it's not like Iron Man drops by every week.
Right. And he shouldn't, you know. But every once in a while they might find a piece of Iron Man's gear or something,
That
you know,
would be
which
nice.
is,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they do that in the future. If they do, you might hear it here.
Right.
And in the meantime, you can check out our audio podcast, How I Got My Wife to Read Comics, on iTunes, or on our website, sfpodcastnetwork.com. From the Pop Culture Bunker, I'm Mindy.
And I'm Mark. Thanks for watching.